Hello, good morning.
Good morning, BBs. It's too early.
It is. It feels like we haven't done this in a while, doesn't it?
It does, but we missed Friday.
But it's also because we just had the longest weekend that's ever existed.
We had a very long shoot weekend.
We did.
For very interesting things that are none of your business yet.
Yeah. Don't ask.
So don't ask, because we have a private life outside of this office. And by
room next.
And by office, I mean shed. And in the other room of the shed.
Let's go down.
Do we need me to move?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi. Oh, okay.
Hi.
Now we're here.
Yeah. Okay.
We're just gonna do the show like this.
Yeah. Now we're just. Hello.
Hi. Good morning. We're not the puppets. You're the puppets. I can tell you, it wasn't puppets. We weren't shooting with puppets.
No, this is something you don't see coming.
It's a secret.
It's a secret.
So don't worry about it.
Yeah. It's none of your business. Hey, something else I did this weekend.
Tell me something else you did this weekend.
I accidentally gave the internet a bit of an existential crisis.
Oh, do tell.
And I didn't mean to. But apparently I did. A friend told me
Okay.
that we are a month away from Fellowship of the Ring, the movie,
let me do this, yeah.
being 20 years old.
Okay.
And I thought that was fascinating. And so I tweeted, we're like a month away from Fellowship of the Ring being 20 years old, and I'm just checking in to see how we're all collectively feeling about that. Because I did have a moment. Because it still feels like a very fresh new movie. Peter Jackson and Weta did an amazing job on it. So when you watch it, it still feels new. And so I was just like, wow. Apparently, people had things to say. So many things to say about it. Most people wanted to yell at me for making them feel old.
Okay.
But I didn't do it. Peter Jackson did it.
Mm-hmm. It's Peter Jackson's fault you're old.
Elijah Wood made you old.
Mm-hmm.
Good old Huck Finn made you old. The Good Son made you old. So some people were mad at me. A lot of people wanted to let me know that they felt like they were spread too thin, like not enough butter over bread. And I was like, thank you for the reference. I understand the reference. But a lot of people just really feeling good about Lord of the Rings and how much they love Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
And one of my favorite things I saw was there was one group of people, a type of person, that was just like, oh my God, I didn't realize these movies are so important to me. It's time to schedule a viewing. And they were like tagging friends to start scheduling. And that I like.
Yeah, that's great.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
People who were screaming at me for making them feel old, I didn't do it.
So naturally, this has brought up a lot of the Lord of the Rings conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And we were working together this weekend. And it has once again come up that I haven't really watched The Lord of the Rings. And I feel no embarrassment about it, so don't bother. Like, try me, I feel nothing.
Bria Iyengar has made it part of her identity that she's never seen Lord of the Rings.
She's just not going to be pressured into it. And
Yeah.
I love that about her. But we're going to watch them together. Because we both haven't seen it, so there's no pressure.
Yeah.
We can just sit down and vibe for the 26 hours it'll take.
She always says that she loves being this person that is now sort of all up in the fantasy geek world, and she's never seen them. And it makes her happy that people have a very negative reaction to that.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I love pissing off that kind of nerd as much as the next woman on the internet. But
they're also
I'd
very
like
adorable.
to watch them. I think I've seen bits and pieces, and I've seen the Hobbit films, which I understand was a very strange place to essentially start, but those came out at a much more, like, I was an adult that would just go to a movie theater. Why the fuck wouldn't I go see it?
The first Star Wars that my sister saw were the prequels because they were out in theaters.
Exactly. So that's the thing, is like, you know, the Hobbit films were in theaters. I saw them. I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen the films probably almost all at some point over many years of childhood. I don't remember a damn thing.
Yeah. I think that'll be lovely. It'll be lovely for the two of you to watch that together. They're very fun movies. People tried to come back at me and make me feel old. They were like, if Back to the Future was set now, they'd be traveling back to when The Lord of the Rings came out. And I was like, no, that's 10 years too soon. You don't know how to count. But then I would respond to those people that if Dazed and Confused came out right now, it would be about the graduating class of 2004.
That's most of the time I can keep up.
Yeah. But no,
That
you don't know
reference-
Dazed. You don't know Dazed and
I
Confused.
know of Dazed and Confused.
Yeah,
I
it's
can
only
tell you
for old
plenty of
people.
fun facts about Dazed and Confused. I don't remember what the fucking movie's like.
Dazed and Confused.
I don't have any feelings about Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused came out in like the mid to late 90s and was about the early 70s in the and it seemed anachronistic because there was such a huge difference between the 70s and the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really feel like there's such a I mean there is a difference, but I don't feel like it's a glacial like tectonic culture difference between 2004 and 2021. A little bit because we're absolutely more online.
Yeah.
In a million ways.
Yeah. I also though feel like for instance like at my current age I would be more impacted by the difference between 2004 and then because I have so much like 2004 was the proper like early teen years. Well, yeah, I was like in middle school.
Yeah.
So like I was living 2004 culture to the fullest.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
We were in the juicy tracksuits.
Yeah, I mean I was there. I was there. I wasn't a teenager, but I was there.
Right.
I'd just gotten out of college, but like I don't know. There was just something about being a high schooler in the 90s and watching a movie about high school in the 70s that felt like time travel. Whereas I think if somebody now if somebody in high school now watched a movie about 2004 high school.
I mean, Clueless is late 90s, but it's going to be comparable.
But not even, though, because Clueless is like pre-smartphone and stuff, whereas 2004, they're still going to have that. They're going to have broadband. Like, it's going to be proto-internet. Like
it's just Mean Girls? Yeah, I guess it's just Mean Girls.
It's going to be about people with Zangas, but that's okay. I think it would be more of like a warm, nostalgic
Mean
feeling.
Girls was 2004.
Yeah. So it's more like it would be more like a warm, nostalgic, fuzzy feeling than a holy shit, the 70s were a different world. Yeah.
Yeah, got a lot of warm nostalgia for it.
Yeah.
BlackBerry rather than full-on smartphone. Exactly. Yeah, we weren't smartphones yet.
I had a T-Mobile Sidekick too, and that was pretty smartphone. Let's jump into the news because there is a lot.
Yeah. Anthony, there's something that's been trending all over the place that I just added here. Have you seen what the Mr. Beast has done? Did you see it on Twitter this weekend?
He's been trying. This is a continuation, I believe, of the fact that he's been trying to Squid Game. And he's been trying to Squid Game in like a very big way. Mm-hmm. He wants to do like a multi-million-dollar Mr. Beast Squid Game. As opposed to like, we've seen other YouTubers do it. Mm-hmm. Where they're like, I set up platforms over my pool and we're playing red light, green light and all that stuff. Mr. Beast just is skipping the whole dystopian subtext and wants to go right into
fun
making
games,
a Squid Game.
big money.
Yeah.
Fun games, big money. All it is. And like, look, as far as the massive creators on YouTube go, Mr. Beast does a lot of charitable giving. There's an entire Mr. Beast Foundation that actually does really, really excellent work and raises tons of money. So, like, I'm not going to shit on the guy.
Regardless of the content, like, look, you may not like hey, you have $50,000, but you have to spend it in 5 minutes. Like, that may not be your thing.
I think it's a little tacky.
But,
sure.
People like spectacle. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything inappropriate.
Exactly.
Which most YouTubers,
right? What we're saying is the bar's on the floor.
Yeah. He's doing some very clickable, very like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Big numbers. But he's usually pretty good about it. And like you're saying, he gives a lot of money to charity. He gives a lot of money away.
There are a lot of these people that win cars and can't afford the taxes on them and immediately have to give them back and they cannot exchange it for anything else.
From what I understand, he is one of the ones that makes sure your taxes are covered.
Really?
I have heard that, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Anyways, what we're actually talking about today, after all of that, is Mr. Beast has finished building his Squid Game. And it cost him $2 million.
Dude,
on
for Mr.
just
Beast?
the build, dog.
Dude, for Mr. Beast, that's like nothing. I remember when he first started getting big, he did an interview with Casey Neistat where he's like, there are 5 days of the month when I'm a millionaire, and the rest of the month I'm broke.
Yep.
He's like, because money comes in, and if
all of it.
Yeah, if my last video was we gave away $100,000, then my next video has to be we gave away $150,000. So he's at this point now where like, yeah, he runs a food kitchen. Any of the kitchens that do Mr. Beast Burger also run as food kitchens for him.
That's tight.
He's a perfectly decent human being.
Yeah.
But $2 million. So long and short of it, I'm not surprised it's $2 million. What I'm surprised about is like, we all missing the point of Squid Game?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Also, I'd like to point out, Alonzo in the live studio audience said, Mr. Beast, do you want to fund a small studio? It will take just a tiny fraction of that.
We have a $700 goal for the month.
The month.
That's what we have. We apparently have a $700 goal and probably about $1 million worth of imposter syndrome.
You're so right. We are actually actively in debt because we did a shoot this weekend.
We are in debt. We have no jobs. We're asking for $700. Why are we not doing big money, big prizes?
I don't know, but maybe we need to enter in Mr. Beast's Squid Game. Because obviously the $2 million he's spent on it so far does not include the prizes he will be giving away during it. So this is the video that he posted of the Squid Game so far that he built.
Is he doing this with Netflix? He has to be. Because if he's not...
He's not.
This is too similar to the show. It's going to get... I mean, that's the actual doll.
It's promotional, though.
But...
All he did was rebuild the sets.
But he's going to make money off of it.
He is, absolutely.
So he's making money off of Squid Game designs and content.
I just feel like if everybody's doing a Squid Game, right, and they're doing it by name.
If everyone's a Squid Game, then no one's Squid Game.
Oh, God, please be less in debt. Thank you. I appreciate that.
We'll try.
We're trying. The hope is we put the thing out that we shot and it makes some money. Probably not. Listen.
I'm listening.
If everyone's doing Squid Game by name.
Yeah.
And they single out his because it's too accurately represented.
I don't know if it's...
I don't think that's a smart move for Netflix given the size of Mr. Beast's audience right now.
That's true. I think
they can.
I think for me it's more that he's trying to make it look indistinguishable from Squid Game, and he's not doing that for nefarious purposes. He's doing it, and let's be honest. I think Netflix is either involved or Netflix has given him the blessing. Because he's big enough now and he's started enough companies and charities under his banner that he's got a lawyer there at all times telling him what is okay.
I'm sure
and not.
They chatted, yeah. But I don't think he is sponsored by Netflix for it. Because I think there would already be tags and promo in this.
No, I think maybe he just got the blessing. Mr. Calypso in the live studio audience is saying that there was a Stranger Things themed pop-up in Chicago that got a cease and desist from Netflix. They'll do it. And in that particular instance, I think it was because they were already planning live events and pop-ups around Stranger Things. So that genuinely was cutting into some revenue for them.
And for this, it's like, this is a good show promo.
Yeah.
It really is.
I think it's fascinating. I just... The whole point of Squid Game is that the Squid Game is bad. And...
Yeah.
We're missing that.
And you can say they might want to make an example of him if he isn't working with them or Agnes Webb, which makes sense. But also working with him would mean they give him money. It would not mean he pays them to use the licensing. Yeah. It would mean that Netflix sponsors it so they fund partially the building. And they didn't have to, and that's free advertising.
The robot...
We don't always see that, but...
The robot, the doll looks so one-to-one that I have to imagine he got some help from Netflix.
You think?
It's just looking at the robot itself, I'm like, that's very good. But it's interesting. It'll pop up on my recommended next to 5 Jimmy Fallon videos, and I've
never gotten a single Mr. Beast video in my recommended.
I've gotten a couple. Every time when he has one that really, really pops off, which for Mr. Beast is like 10 million, 15 million within like the first couple days, it'll show it to me.
My recommended does not do that. My recommended page only recommends me 5.5 hour long deep dives into Nickelodeon sitcoms of my childhood.
I get a lot of those too.
And I watched a 5.5 hour long video, Anthony.
I watched what was yours about?
Victorious.
Oh yeah, that one popped
From
up on my
Quentin.
recommended.
Yeah,
from Quentin.
All I said was exactly what I said to you, which was just like a 5.5 hour long YouTube video. And so many people in my DMs were like, "Oh, Quentin's video, it's so good," that I went back and I watched it because so many people were like, "You have to watch it."
I didn't because I don't have that connection to it, and it's too long for somebody that doesn't have a connection to it. The one that I watched this weekend was a 2.5 hour. I think it was Waiting in the Wings, who did a 2.5 hour about Spider-Man Turn on the Dark.
I also watched that this week.
Ooh, it was good.
God damn, it was good.
Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, man.
The Broadway show.
Kaylin Roar. Now, we always do the honor roll at the end of the show, but that was extremely generous of you. Thank you very much. I think I've told you I auditioned for 3 musicals in my time in New York.
I did not know that.
I did. I auditioned for 3 musicals before. Oh my goodness.
They're trying to get us out of snack debt.
I didn't have proper training, so I blew something, and I have a nodule here that I can feel sometimes if I sing too much or if I yell too much. So I couldn't do musicals anymore. But one of the 3 that I auditioned for was the original Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
For what part?
For Peter Parker. They sent me in for Peter Parker because I was 24 at the time. So I looked very Peter Parker, and everything I got sent in for, and I had my glasses still, and so everything I got sent in for was like nerd who drives Volkswagen, you know? So they were just like, go be Peter Parker. And I was like, okay.
Imagine our little Anthony could have been Peter Parker. He'd be dead.
I'd be dead. I'd have
Go watch that video.
I'd have a back injury. But
Anyways.
it's very fascinating. I think it was Waiting in the Wings? Was that who it was?
I think so. I think that sounds
I
right.
always forget that. I always forget his name, but he does amazing because he did the Beetlejuice one that we both watched.
Yep.
That I really love because I didn't get to see the Beetlejuice.
But the Beetlejuice musical's back, baby.
That's what I heard.
Tickets are on sale.
We said its name enough.
Yeah.
Okay,
we've been on such a tangent.
Let's jump into some
back. Let's get into game news.
Yeah, big gaming news. Hey, the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Trilogy is out, and people are saying it's not very definitive. Like it's not the most definitive anything could be. There was a great video about the whole shebang on Modern Vintage Gamer, but I also grabbed one that's just glitches.
Let's watch these glitches together because I haven't seen this yet.
So
Fuck.
Oh my god. While we're doing these glitches, I'm going to let you know some of the things that have been going on. People are saying that physics are broken. Weather is broken. Models do not look very good. There's no depth of field. Water effects are wrong. There's no look to any of the games anymore, right? Like that's one of the things people are saying the most is that a lot of like the GTA 3, like GTA 3 should have some weather and some motion blur, and it has that like kind of blue-green to it sometimes. This has none of that. People are really, really weirded out by how that seems fine. That seems fine. That seems great. Yeah, no fog, people are saying. Explosions are less realistic. Modern Vintage Gamer showed just flying over the map in San Andreas, and they're not applying weather to the map, and so the map just looks like this rectangle of a city that you're flying over. It's what we're saying is it's bad. And not only is it bad, but it has been literally unplayable on the PC. It's back up now. But over the weekend, the launcher was literally pulled. You could not play it. You could not get into the Rockstar launcher and play the definitive edition.
I'm so sad. I want to play it now.
I want to play. I don't want to pay for this broken thing because I want to play it because of how broken. Look at these models. Why are these faces like?
This is 11 minutes.
If you don't have, oh my God. If you don't have the time to redraw models properly, just use the old models and new textures. This is ridiculous. We've got the inside camera. So the launcher was pulled. The launcher is back, but now the game is unplayable. And the reason the game is unplayable has to do with the fact that people went into the code and they found out that they used like an old and pretty lazy version of the code. The hot coffee mod, the sex mod minigame is still in there. Licensed songs that they can't use anymore are in there. They're in the code. They're playable. And also, oh God, what was the big one? There was one more big. Oh my God, look! Why are you? Why? Stop it! Stop it! Where are you pointing, bud? Where's that gun going? Where's that gun going? There were also dev comments in the code that were should not have been readable by public eyes, but were. This is a mess. It's a ding-dang mess. And just as a reminder, these 3 games, wow, why not? These 3 games, yep, and a second one, yep, sure. There's the third. 4th, yep, it's just having babies. It's just babies having babies. Reminder that they took down every other digital version of these 3 games for this version. This version.
I love this version.
Now, this is the version. Listen, if this wasn't a $60 purchase or whatever, a $50 purchase, I would love this version too.
I'll do it if you promise me you don't fix it.
I'll
pay $60 if you promise me I can play it just like this.
I never want to update it. I want to set it to all updates off. But you still have to go through the launcher, which is a bummer. What's happening here?
It's being tailed.
Being tailed pretty well, I guess. This is. I want to play this version, but here's the thing: there's so many broken indie games that do this for fun, that are just like, look, we made an open world game in 72 hours.
eFootball 2021, thanks you, Rockstar.
Yeah, Jesus, right? Somewhere, CD Projekt Red is finally taking a lunch break because this game is released. He was just floating there.
There were 3 of them.
It was just floating there. But that's the thing. That's my point, Obsidian. You can get these. I made an open world game in 72 hours, and they're stupid like this, and they're fun, and they're free. This is bad.
If you have any recommendations for indie games that play like this, please drop them in the Discord. Anthony and I want to do some gameplay stuff soon, and I think this is exactly the mood.
This is so wild. So people are bummed, right? Because people paid a lot of money for this. Rockstar removed access to all other versions of these games, and they said this is the one. They killed a bunch of mods. Like, they just DMCA'd a bunch of mods. And modders for this version are saying, we're not going to touch it. We don't want to touch it because we're afraid that we'll do more work for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And they'll let us do it, and then they'll just pull our mods down again.
Because it's already too perfect.
And also, it's already perfect.
Too funny.
So people are not super happy about it. I'm super happy about it. Yeah, this is one that I really want to show. This is Modern Vintage Gamer.
They did a side-by-side.
Modern Vintage Gamer, if you don't know, is somebody who has done a lot of porting of games to other platforms and looks into platform security and hardware and emulation, and showed this off. And this is terrible. The PS2 definitely looks better because that PS2 cutscene had an artistic...
So it's original Xbox versus PS5.
This is the Xbox version has artistic purpose.
Yeah, it has those blue tones we were talking about earlier.
It has a look that it's going for. That rain, he shows it later in the video. That rain is like static. That rain is
Just a looped GIF.
It just always looks like that, and it doesn't properly mask out of things. So like sometimes the rain like goes entirely behind mountains in the distance and disappears. It's very bad. It's very bad, folks. So maybe hold off on Definitive Edition unless you're like us and you just want the badness.
I told you, this is what my recommendations look like.
There it is. 5 hours, 34 minutes.
And look at that. I watched the whole thing in Defunctland, always.
Always Defunctland.
I fall asleep to Defunctland every night. And you know what? I didn't even watch Victorious as a kid.
Well, there you go. Stay away from this. Hopefully they're going to patch it. We're going to take a good long look at what Rockstar does with this, because a lot of people, including them, are going to try to re-release a lot of games over the next couple generations. And this is a potential pattern.
Whew, okay. That took it out of me. That was a good laugh. That was a great way to start.
That was a good way to start.
It's a good way to start the day.
I want to move on to the exact opposite of Rockstar releasing the definitive editions of games. Wholesome Games, who we love very much, over the weekend had a little showcase that they called Wholesome Snack. They did it last year as well.
Yeah, we talked about that it would be coming up when it was announced.
Wholesome Snack was a very cute showcase of games that are coming out soon. The one that has been making the most waves and being reported on the most is a game that is called Little Kitty Big City.
Sometimes I feel like a little kitty in a big city.
You're a little kitty lost in the big city, and you need to find your way home. This looks a lot like Urgently. Very urgently.
Oh, babe.
This looks a lot like
Sweet little thing.
Kevin McCandless was working on one, I think that was called Homeward or something like that. That was about dogs in an open world city. This looks a little more obviously limited than that. It looks a little more like goal-oriented and quest-oriented. But,
talk to a crow?
Oh, of course, talk to a crow.
God, my dream is to talk to a crow.
But this looks very cute.
Oh my God, you're followed by little chicks.
Are you a small dog or a big mouse?
You can put hats on the cat.
Yeah, you can.
This is my new favorite game. I haven't played it yet, but it's my new favorite game. What's it on? Is it available yet? Is it on Steam?
It's coming soon.
Okay.
It will be on... Cat on the keyboard. Cat on the keyboard, everybody.
Nice.
That's how that ends.
Just throwing it on my wish list real quick so I don't forget, because then you get the email that's like, hey.
We don't have a date yet.
Go wish list it, everybody.
But it's from from a studio named Double Dagger. They were formed by a Valve veteran named Matt Wood.
You hear that, boy?
Also, Philippa War, who is an old writer for Rock Paper Shotgun, who also wrote a Monsters Expedition, is the writer on it. So there's good people. Good people.
Double Dagger?
Just, we only have a single Dagger. This is our producer, Dagger. And he's like...
He moved right into shot when I looked at him. He's like, I got this, don't worry.
This is our producer, Dagger, and he is angry that we spent so much time up top just talking about nothing. And you know what? Cool out, producer Dagger.
Look.
Sometimes we got to have that.
That's what the BBs are here for.
That's what the
nothing.
That's what the Beebs are here for.
The BBs are here for nothing.
Here's some of the games from Wholesome Snack. Naiad looked beautiful. I want to draw your attention to a game called Mail Time, Saige.
Please do.
Now, it is a Kickstarter right now.
Okay.
Which is like, meh. We normally don't talk much about Kickstarters, but it's okay to keep track of them. Let me see if I can find this video. This is it's a cottagecore game about delivering the mail.
Okay.
And I want to show you this video that they announced. This is an old one. Oh, this is a GIF. Let me see what we got here.
Fuck, that's cute already.
Yeah, it's cute already.
I've still got a cookie here.
Yeah, eat that cookie. Eat that cookie. Where at? I'm going to try to find it while we talk about some other games here. But so many people are talking about
I also thought
Little Kitty
Trading
Big
Time
City.
looked interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Trading Time was very cute. It's called Trading Time. What is it? A Croaktail Prologue.
You know, a Croaktail prologue.
Like frogs.
Yeah, like frogs.
You know, like frogs.
You know, like frogs? You know what I'm saying. It's like
Look at
frogs.
'em. Look at how cute that is. It's fun little platformer elements, little 3D platformer. I don't mind a 3D platformer as much as a 2D.
Yeah, you're not the biggest fan of a 2D, but
I'm not a 2D platformer gal, but
3D you can fuck
3D
with.
I can fuck with. Now I don't like that you threw that at that bird.
Sure. We're a big fan of not throwing things at birds here,
We are.
unless it's bread
Throw some bread.
or string.
I have learned that you're not supposed to take bread to go feed ducks because all I talk about anymore is feeding ducks. I haven't done it.
So you're not supposed to do it because it'll make you talk about it nonstop?
No.
If
That's
you bring,
how I learned it.
if you
by
bring bread
talking
to a
about it.
duck, all you'll think about for the rest of your life is how cool it was to bring bread to a duck, and so you can't do that. It's not good
No,
to do.
I just talk about it constantly, and that's how I learned that you're not supposed to bring them bread.
Why not bread?
Because it's just carbs. It's not good for them.
Baby, that's the same as it is for me, but I love bread.
I know, but everybody brings them bread and no nutrition. You
Pe-
gotta bring the ducks nutrition. People said peas.
people are saying peas.
Bring ducks peas.
All right.
Go bring a duck some peas.
This is mail time, Sage. I found it.
Oh, hell yeah.
What if you were a little mushroom in the forest that had to deliver mail to your friends?
Tell me, what if I was?
What if you
What
had
would I
to?
do?
Maybe you would use an envelope as a glider.
Oh my god.
Maybe you would pick something up from a squirrel.
The little
and,
speech bubbles are so cute.
what's hoppin', my dude? Good vibes. So these are the Grumblewoods.
I'll take 10.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah, I'll take 10.
The idea of just delivering mail as a little mushroom boy.
Fine, 12. Make it a baker's dozen.
Sunny Bunny
13.
456 says the same thing. What if you were a little mushroom? Got me sold.
Yeah.
That's all I needed.
All I want to be is a little mushroom.
That's all.
Mushrooms don't have to conform to capitalism.
It's made by Apple Mo's Games and Freedom Games. It's coming to Kickstarter in early 2022. This is that Naiad game that I was talking about that's really beautiful. It's got good music, but let's not play music.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at these fish following you around. You're a little river spirit.
Beautiful.
And you're just hanging out,
Oh, stunning.
just chilling in the water.
I would like to be a little river spirit. River spirits also don't have to conform to capitalism.
Look, you can change the color of your hair at any time. They know their audience.
Uh-huh.
They know who they're going for.
It's me. Hi.
That one is very, very cute.
I want all of it. And I want it now.
Same. This one is called Spirit and Mouse. And I do love Spirit and Mouse.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Here you are. You're a little mouse. In a little mouse, big world is what it is. And you're going to do good deeds for people. Then they're not going to know it's you. Because you're so small.
Oh, that's perfect.
Because you're a mouse, but you're also a helper spirit. We have lots of humans to help tonight. So you and your friend the spirit have to do good deeds for people. They're there. They're there.
Fuck, I love indie games.
I know, right?
They do such a good job.
All they want is to just make nice things happen. What if I told you two mushy boy games?
Are you going to say, what would you do if I told you could be a mushroom again?
What if I said when you're done being a mushroom, strap in because you're also still a mushroom?
Yeah.
This one's called Mushy is Lost, and it's got like a real PS1 aesthetic, which I love.
I love it.
How'd you grow your mushroom cap? I've always had it, I think.
Wait, is it Pixel Grotto? Is that who made it?
I can check.
I think it just said it across there.
Yeah, I think that was a place where he. It might have been who made it. It might have been a place where he was, or where they were. Mushy, come home. Wishlist it now on Steam. Yeah, made by Pixel Grotto.
Hey, Pixel Grotto, you follow me on Twitter. Let's be friends.
Hey, Pixel Grotto.
They made a game, I believe, that we reviewed here.
Yo, look at that capybara.
I want to say they made yeah, they did. They made a pixel art game that we reviewed here at the very beginning of It's Too Early. That was called Crown, I want to say. Or something to that effect.
Oh.
No, maybe that's not it. No, it's not that. That's not correct. Hold on. No. I follow Pixel Grotto, and Pixel Grotto follows me, and I think that that's very cool. I was like, I know that name from Twitter.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, Pixel Grotto, if you're here, give us that mushy.
We'll talk about Mushy.
We're going to talk about we will help Mushy.
We want to help Mushy is what we're saying.
We hear that Mushy is lost.
And we want to help.
And all we want to do is help. That's it. So there you go. Go follow Wholesome Games. I know we say it all the time, but you really, really should follow Wholesome Games.
Yeah, tabletop stuff.
They just keep up with all the good shit. And, I mean, they also showed more of a Garden Witch's life, Saige, which I know is one that we looked at before that you're looking forward to.
Absolutely.
A Garden Witch's life is, of course, you're a witch, build a garden, live in it, man. Live your witch life. Buy a hat. Don't buy a hat. That's up to you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to buy a hat.
No, you can choose if you want a hat or not.
Sometimes you make a spell, and sometimes you just make spicy jam for sandwiches. You know?
Yeah. Sometimes you show off that hair.
Put a frog plushie.
Look at the bat pillow.
Put a bat pillow on your bed. grow this fuzz bucket.
God, I love it.
Take a break.
I'm so excited.
Just sit. Look at a butterfly. Calm the fuck down, everybody.
How fucking.
Look at this magical island that you're part of. Go mind shit.
Yes.
I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your life, but there's a lot you could do with your life. In a garden witch's life. Okay. Question: where can we watch this preview? Go follow Wholesome Games and go to wholesomegames.com. They have a showcase. They always do these in like a big kind of E3 showcase format. And Wholesome Snack they did on the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
And
I will link to this whole list in the chat as well.
Yeah, the Wholesome Games events are always very, very lovely.
It's wholesomegames.com. So check that out because we love Wholesome Games in this house.
Xbox. It's 20 years old. It's the 20th anniversary of Xbox. Xbox and the Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
If you can believe it. And Xbox has some stuff planned. They're of course doing a big stream where they said they will not be announcing anything new. But they are going to celebrate 20 years of Xbox. And they said they'll have some fun things to talk about. Some people were like, that's not enough for us. We want to know what fun things.
Yeah. Okay, there's going to be fun things. Tell us about it, cowards.
So, people looked into it and found that several Xbox 360 games have received updates ahead of the anniversary event, which don't really have changelogs or notes. They don't seem to do anything.
Those games are Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, the Oblivion, Elder Scrolls, Fable Anniversary, Dead Space 3, Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, and Fable 3. I've all received those updates.
People do not know what the difference in the content is, but a lot of people are speculating that these games, along with some others, are going to be getting enhanced backwards compatibility. Perhaps it's going to be something along the lines of like the old school Ninja Gaiden games, things like that, where it's like all of a sudden these run in 4K and they run in 4K 60, maybe some HDR. You know, Microsoft, now that they own Bethesda, it behooves them to make sure that all of these games are backwards compatible in a big way.
Absolutely.
So the nice thing is we're going to find all of that out today, right after the show. When we're done here at 10 a.m., the anniversary stream is going to be happening. Now, people also found something else which was promptly changed, and this could be a big deal, or it could be nothing. But there are date references in the source code of the Halo Infinite game page, which made reference to November 15th, to today. And so people are speculating that there may be some Halo Infinite news, perhaps even an early launch for multiplayer or some sort of like open sign-up, preload. Could be anything. What we do know is as soon as people noticed, Microsoft changed those dates in the source code.
They said what dates?
They said what? Could have been, listen, for a while, we didn't know if they were making the game. It could have been just an initial release date. Maybe they had initially planned that we're going to release Halo Infinite on the 20th anniversary of the Xbox. It's going to be a huge deal at retail.
Right.
That's how we're going to celebrate. And maybe they couldn't do that anymore. That's one option. Another option is, yeah, we might get some Halo Infinite content today.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
I hope there is. It feels like a good time. It's been a minute.
Feels like a great time to do it.
Feels like a good time. In not unrelated news for Xbox, probably has something to do with the anniversary. This is an exercise for chat. Really quick, before we say it.
Yeah.
Xbox has partnered up with somebody. They're doing a very unique collaboration, and they're releasing a limited edition Xbox with it. So I would like for you, if you're here in the live studio audience, to go and tell me in the chat who you think that is. If you're watching on YouTube later, pause the video, go comment.
Yeah. Now, this made the round, so I wouldn't be surprised if a few of you know. But so here's what I'm going to say. Wrong answers only. Wrong answers only.
Is it Pixel Circus? We
Yeah.
wish. I don't have an Xbox. Give me one.
Wrong answers only. So people are saying Cheetos. That would be likely. Perhaps
Someone
it's
said KFC, which would also be likely.
perhaps a Cheetos, Mountain Dew, Jeff Keighley. You know what I mean? Like a whole really celebrate Xbox.
Okay. So it's a Danimals. So it's a Tanamojo.
It's probably Danimals or Tanamoja. I couldn't hear which one.
The Chipmunks.
Oh my God. Bethesda bought the Chipmunks. And they're now a $300 million gaming franchise.
Dude, Xbox should buy the Chipmunks. That'd be very funny. Shrek.
Gorilla Tape.
Chuck Norris. No, Chuck Norris only endorses pyramid schemes.
Yeah. Elon Musk. No. Sony. Microsoft and Sony have teamed up.
For a limited edition Xbox. The Sonic Balloon.
They bought it.
Adele.
I told you we should have bought it.
Flex tape.
The
Okay.
ShamWow.
So now we can actually give you the answer, and a lot of you did get it because I'm sure you saw it going around, and the answer is Gucci. Let's take a look at the Gucci Xbox, everybody, and we're going to zoom in for details. So this is an article by IGN, and they shared this here.
Hey,
which is
capitalism?
a $10,000 Xbox.
Hey, capitalism? Knock it off.
Couldn't get your hand on an Xbox? What about a $10,000 limited edition Xbox?
Oh, just always remember that even though you can't get your hands on this thing, with enough money, you can get your hands on anything. Hey, capitalism? Fucking be cool. Just be cool. $10,000.
Dude, if you're an Xbox fan or a Gucci fan, this is ugly. I gotta be honest with you. Like, imagine paying $10,000 for a Gucci case that you carry around, and it says Xbox on it.
Yo, but here's the thing. Gucci over the last couple years has made the quote-unquote affordable parts of their line, which are still like $125 for a white t-shirt that you're going to get pit stains on, pretty much this ugly. It's all the ugly stripes.
Yeah.
And like Gucci stuff looks like a fancy sandwich that you'd buy at the grocery store, like a ready-made sandwich. All Gucci stuff looks like you're buying like not the fanciest cheese, but like a semi-fancy cheese for a friend's like housewarming.
Yep.
Because it's just brown and green and
yeah,
red
like,
and
it's
like
not Kraft American Singles, but like, you know, it's next to the deli counter.
Yeah. It's not the store brand soup. It's not Chef Boyardee. It's Progresso. You know what I mean?
So this bundle includes an Xbox, a Gucci-themed Xbox Series X console, 2 controllers, a Game Pass Ultimate subscription, and a Gucci carrying case for $10,000. 10,000.
000. Now, 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. the case of the Xbox, of course, has the Gucci pattern emblazed.
I'm just gonna
on
say
it.
it's not gonna be Gucci quality.
Hey, can I also say I don't even think that's the Xbox font, and it's definitely not the Gucci font. That's just the green letters they threw on there.
Sure
Look
is.
at that. That looks like if you zoom in on it, Saige, zoom in on it a little bit so we can't see the handle. Yeah, so that looks like you are getting a very fancy Xbox submarine sandwich, doesn't it? That looks like every game comes with a delicious footlong.
Xbox, E-Freef.
E-Freef, everybody. Now, $10,000. This is obviously going to be picked up by speculators who are going to flip it.
Why would they put blue, red, yellow, and green on here in these like really contradictory tones?
Because Gucci.
Like, commit to the green somewhere else.
Gucci.
Commit to add the green somewhere else. That Xbox tag is. I can't. I absolutely cannot. And the way it sits on top of it, it looks like you did an iron-on transfer of it on top of your Gucci suitcase.
I think about this and I think about people, because here's the thing. Like, yes, this will probably be, there are wealthy people who buy this sort of thing, but I also know, like, there are a bunch of hype beasts that don't have a lot of money, or a bunch of, like, fashion heads that don't have a lot of money who always want to buy this stuff. And the thing that always, like, weirds me out about it, particularly things like these cases, is, like, whenever I would see, like, a big-ass Gucci bag or, like, one of those red Supreme totes, like, come out of security at the airport, I'd be like, you've brought this on one flight and it's already scuffed to hell. Who pays $10,000 for a suitcase?
Kaylin Rohr said those letters absolutely look like they can be scratched off, and I could not agree more with that.
Dude, they're not even, like, I don't think it's embroidery.
No,
I can't tell
you,
what it
looks like
is.
It's like iron-on transferred.
Here comes, let me show you. This is the tag.
Oh boy.
Gucci and Xbox.
The only other place they tied in that green. Good work.
Well, no,
Fashion.
the leatherette
on the inside
is
see?
green. There it is. That's if you want to go play video games at your friend's house.
There you go.
You put it all. This is your carrying case.
This is where we would once again like to remind you that putting a handle on the back of the GameCube was so far ahead of its time that now Gucci is like, I don't know, you need a handle to carry your Xbox. What do you do?
What sort of bag?
$10,000.
What sort of bag am I going to travel with my video games with?
When
no
the
bag.
GameCube
No bag.
had that handle built in.
That was a little bag of fun that you could bring anywhere with you. Where you do have to, what, you got to bring a controller? You just throw it in your backpack. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The GameCube itself, you just walk with it to your friend's house. Like an adorable little, like, you remember the Madeline comics?
Yes, of course.
You remember, like, Madeline just walking with her little case? Imagine little Madeline just walking to a friend's house to play Double Dash. It's adorable. It's fucking adorable. It's wild to me that they didn't even use the Xbox font on the outside.
It's hilarious.
It's just a bad design, in all honesty. Can I tell you what this is to me? This school of design right here. This school of design right here is very much like the Virgil Abloh off-white thing, like infecting every part of design.
Right.
Because, like, why wouldn't it just be the Xbox logo? Because that's not what we do. What we do now is we put Arial or Helvetica on something, and we tell you what it is.
It has the same energy as in the early 2000s when all of the, like, tracksuit pants had text on the butt.
Yeah.
Where it would just say Xbox across your ass. That's the vibe I'm getting from this.
But you know what? That's cooler. And it's particularly if it's the one with Swarovski crystals.
Anthony, if I order us
Swarovski crystal
they're
Xbox pants?
They're probably not going to be Swarovski crystals.
No, but bedazzled.
Yeah, if I got us things that said Xbox across the ass, would you wear them with me?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I saw one. I actually thought about you because I think it was So You Think You Can Goth on Instagram, which is a great follow. Shared like booty shorts, like the track booty shorts, but it said like, I am an eldritch horror that is not meant to be perceived. All who look upon me will despair. And it's like emblazoned on your ass. And I was like, I gotta let Saige know that you can buy these.
Yeah, I wish you'd let me know sooner. The fact that I'm just now hearing this on air is going to be complicated.
Hey, Microsoft. Well, I mean, look, just everybody stop it. Everybody stop it. You know what this reminds me of? I was talking to a friend because they posted something on Instagram that was like, hey, if I'm watching a TV show and I see March 20th, 2020 on the bottom of the screen, like as a title, when you start your show, I'm turning it off because I don't want to see your cute takes on like toilet paper and masks.
Sure.
Like I don't want to look back on this and laugh because we're not out of it. Something like these $10,000 collabs are just like, hey, everybody, acknowledge the fact that that's fucked up right now. Acknowledge the fact that charging $10,000 for anything right now is
ridiculous.
Fucked up.
If it's not a car, be quiet.
Be quiet.
If it's not a house, be quiet. Give me a $10,000 house.
Yeah. Oh man, I'd love a $10,000 house.
Right.
Hey everybody. You know Boba Fett from Fortnite?
Oh, I know Boba Fett from Fortnite.
You know that character Boba Fett from Fortnite?
Yeah, they put him in the Mandalorian.
Yeah, they put him into Star Wars. Hey, December 24th, Boba Fett returns to Fortnite where he's from after being lent to Star Wars for the last year.
License must be up.
The license is up, and now Boba Fett returns home.
Oh, thank goodness.
I can't wait to see Boba Fett and Superman fight Naruto with chain guns.
Fennec is also there. What an interesting.
I can't wait to see Rick Sanchez and Boba Fett. Which, by the way, if you look at somebody's Fortnite shit and they have Rick Sanchez and Boba Fett,
run.
That ain't it.
That
ain't it.
Yeah.
And Ariana Grande. I only want to play as Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande, Boba Fett, Superman enter into an arena. Who walks out?
Ariana Grande. Ariana fucking Grande, if I have anything to say about it. So yeah. He's back, baby. Boba Fett is back. At this point, you know what's funny is like licensees. I mean, look, Star Wars already did a bunch of stuff with Fortnite, but licensees who just a year or two ago, I think, would not have considered being in Fortnite
are just like,
are now like
doing it.
Yeah, there are so many characters in Fortnite that are considered like sacred to a license that now it's like clear to brands that it doesn't matter anymore.
Literally nothing matters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anything you put in Fortnite doesn't matter. It's okay. Even if you're the sort of people who would sit and be like, well,
it's probably
you can't have this character, but you can have this character. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now everybody's just like, fine, here you go.
Here you go, Fortnite. You've really like whittled down their will.
Yeah. Fortnite has really made it so nothing matters.
And that's funny.
Between Fortnite and a $10,000 Gucci Xbox, what does it matter?
What does anything matter?
What does it matter? As a matter of fact, I'm going to go get us 2 more cookies. Nothing matters.
I haven't even finished my first cookie, so those 2 are for you.
Okay. Nothing matters.
Nothing matters. Have 2 cookies. Who cares? Honestly, do it. Y'all, I want to just show you my favorite headline that I saw this morning while Anthony is coming back.
Producer Dagger, you can't have human cookies.
He does follow him to the cookie table every time.
Dude, this is my favorite headline. Maybe you thought no one could destroy Clifford at the box office. Maybe you thought the biggest, reddest of the dogs was going to trample anyone who got in his way. But baby, it turns out Clifford is fallible. He does have a weak point. Clifford can be stopped.
And it's the Eternals, the dormant forces of the universe. Yep, that makes perfect sense.
I forgot that Clifford movie was coming.
I try. I try really hard to. Is it doing really well?
No.
It's got a 6. It's got an okay official review from IGN, and IGN gives very nice reviews.
If you all don't follow Paul Scheer, go follow Paul Scheer on Instagram, because he did like a long, pained black and white video where he was reviewing Clifford yesterday.
Okay, it's not a good movie, but it is doing well. It came in at number 2. Like, they weren't just making a joke about like Clifford also being out this week. Clifford really did take the number 2 spot with 64 million between Friday and Sunday.
But there are only 2 movies that came out this week.
But if you're rounding out the other ones
Wait,
that are in
no.
theaters right now.
This is the only movie that came out this week. It's up against Dune, which has been there for like a couple months now.
No Time to Die.
Same.
Venom.
Same.
That's our top 5.
And the Eternals. So like, yeah, the Eternals is the only thing that was gonna. Clifford could have had the box office this week.
I thought Dune could still top Clifford, even though it's not week 1.
Let me tell you something. Dune can't top Clifford.
He's too big.
Listen, what do they have? A big worm? This is a dog.
It's a big red dog.
We've got a big worm. Worms are stupid. Dogs are awesome. And Clifford is a big dog. If you're going to come at me with worms, you better be ready to be dethroned by the biggest animal that comes my way.
You can't top him. He's too big.
He's too big to be stopped.
Guys.
Clifford is too big to fail.
Hey, everybody. I don't want to alarm you, but that dog.
That's bigger than a regular dog.
That dog is too big.
Where do you put that dog?
You don't. That dog goes wherever he wants. He's too big to be told what to do.
There are so many questions. This is why Clifford is number 2 at the box office. Mm-hmm. There are so many questions just inherent. What do you do with a dog this big?
Here's my question. Is Clifford a kaiju?
Yeah. Because I would say that Clifford and probably Godzuki are the same size.
What are the requirements to be a kaiju?
Big. Big animal. Way bigger than normal.
Okay, so at least over 65 feet tall.
How tall is Clifford? Clifford's got to be a good 20 feet.
Which is the largest creature following a real-world physics can get. That's only usually, though. A typical kaiju is. That's not the requirements. What defines a kaiju? Typically originates from Japan. So that's obviously something we're missing.
Clifford's size is inconsistent, but he is often shown being about 25 feet tall, but can be shown as bigger, which is a very kaiju thing to do. It depends on the scene. The kaiju is the appropriate size for the scene.
Okay. 1. Strange creature originating from Japan is the most common. Sure. Now, height is not specified in this requirements to be a kaiju. Monstrous attitude. Well, Mothra, for example, is peaceful for the most part. However, if someone messes with the fairies, she goes all out attack. Now, I'm sure if you tried to fuck with the kid that Clifford hangs out with Mr. and Mrs. Howard's children? Right.
I don't know.
And then the last thing is a unique characteristic that differs greatly from common organisms. He's a red motherfucker. I'm just going to say it. I think in close enough proximity that American creature can get, Clifford the big red dog is a kaiju.
Well, I mean, because, like...
If Kong's a kaiju, then
right?
Clifford's a kaiju. I agree.
Kong's the American kaiju. He's the home team kaiju. I think, like... Yeah, Clifford could be a kaiju. The one thing... Well, what's a monstrous attitude? If he chews on the corners of a house because he's teething. Monstrous, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Is I also think that because they used Mothra, for example, in this as a peaceful creature. Yeah. Mothra is a peaceful creature,
but turns monstrous and combative.
Exactly.
Could you get Clifford into a fight?
Yeah. Again, if you were to mess with that kid, he'd kaiju out.
You think he hulks out?
100%.
Turns even bigger and redder?
Yeah. You're not going to like him when he's angry.
These are questions that can only be answered in the Clifford cinematic universe.
We haven't seen... It's on Paramount Plus. And I think I still pay for Paramount Plus for some reason.
Well, I mean, look...
Should we watch and review
Sure. Clifford? I mean, I got to finish Paw Patrol first, but...
Unrelated, shockingly. No, ACAB, even the Paw Patrol dogs.
Oh, yeah. Look, who are the Paw Patrol dogs we like?
We like narc dogs.
We like the construction dog. We like the dog that tells everybody to recycle. Mm-hmm. We have mixed feelings on the firefighter dog.
You watched Paw Patrol?
I have friends with kids.
So I was like, you're knowing a lot about Paw Patrol.
I know the cop's name is Chase.
Of course it is.
And he's a fucking cop.
Narc.
I was over at a friend of the show, Trisha Hirschberger's place. And her kid is very into the Paw Patrol.
And my niece and nephew both went through a Paw Patrol phase.
And I was like, oh, Logan, do we like them all? And he's like, yeah. I was like, but we like some more than others. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, who's your favorite? And luckily, he did not hold up Chase. I was like, and I held up Chase, and I was like, we don't like this one.
And Trish was like, Anthony, stop. I was like, if we saw this one coming, we would maybe just like, we would maybe call a friend or make sure mom was around. We certainly wouldn't speak to them unless spoken to first, and only if it seemed like he wasn't going to back down.
God, schmutz.
Yeah, I'm eating cookies for breakfast.
You gotta not chew in the mic, my guy.
Do I? Because I also gotta chew in the mic because nothing matters.
That you don't. I'm gonna personally ask that you don't.
Listen.
We were talking about Star Wars.
Yes.
Before we got distracted by the kaiju Clifford the Big Red Dog. Let's go back to Star Wars because
we know a little bit more about Quantic Dream's potential Star Wars game.
And it's just a maybe.
But Jeff Grubb, who's pretty on the money with stuff like this, Jeff was on Giant Bomb, and he said that the game's probably going to be revealed soon, probably before the end of the year. He said that he isn't certain about the era or the setting that the game takes place in, but here comes the interesting part. He believes that it is a High Republic game.
Come on. Yes, 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 yes.
Now, this makes sense.
It does.
Star Wars is heavily pushing the Old Republic right now.
They sure are.
Or the High Republic right now.
Yeah.
You know, obviously the books, the comics, everything is pushing High Republic. Friend of the show, Christina Ariel, of course, hosts the High Republic show once a month. It's the big thing that Star Wars is doing right now. And this would be a great way to get a more general audience interested in that part of the timeline. I would love to play as a High Republic Jedi.
I would love to. Are you kidding
me?
me?
Oh, my gosh.
I'm all in.
Oh, my gosh.
Give me a beautiful robe.
Now, here's the problem.
Hand me a lightsaber and a beautiful robe.
The problem for me is Quantic Dream.
Okay.
David Cage. Beyond Two Souls. Detroit Become Human. The man who makes the Choose Your Own Adventures and talks about them like he's created a god in the machine.
That's fair.
Quantic Dream games are very beautiful and very, look. Hey, everyone. Detroit Become Human was maybe the most college film student 101 dystopian is robots people that I've ever seen, right down to, and you got to be real careful with me with this, the yellow robot Holocaust armbands that robots have to wear so you know they're robots. Hey, David Cage, take it down a notch. We understand what you're saying, and there's no reason to get my grandparents involved. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? David Cage also is extremely, extremely French tech bro. Looks at a woman and sees a Rubik's Cube, you know? So that's a problem. But, you know, who knows? Who knows? Maybe with the Lucasfilm story group at his side, you know, watching over him, something cool can come of it. Maybe he won't even be maybe he won't be the lead on this one.
That's true. That
Somebody
has not
else?
by any means been confirmed.
Just because every Quantic Dream game has been a David Cage game thus far, if David Cage is working on whatever he thinks his next magnum opus is, maybe he's going to give the Star Wars to somebody else.
Yeah. Maybe Star Wars not art house enough for him.
God, please let him think he's too cool for Star Wars.
That'd be funny.
Please. Did I ever tell you the story about the time I didn't corner him, we were scheduled, but I was interviewing him about Beyond Two Souls after the reveal, and he got mad at me.
For what?
And he got mad at me, and Sony PR walked in between the two of us and was like, okay, well, thank you so much, like, blah, 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 because I was asking him questions about his game that clearly was not a real game. He was showing that Beyond Two Souls thing where Elliot Page and her ghost and their ghost friend was going through an army man parking lot, and David Cage was like, you can go through this parking lot any way you want. There are 1,000 ways, and this happens and this happens. And I was like, okay, hey man, what happens if I do this? Was that combat real? How much are we control? Like, I was asking him these things, and he was like, it is more about. I was like, I think I wasn't saying it, but I was like, dude, your game is not what you say it is. None of your games ever are. Dude fucking walked away from me.
Obsidian said David Cage saw fascism and went, nice.
He said, I know how to make you feel for a robot.
Nice.
What if we fridge a couple lady robots and then put Holocaust armbands on them?
Oh, God. I didn't connect the two stories of that they rendered a fully new and detailed Elliot Page.
That was the
model
same
for Beyond
game.
Two Souls.
Yep.
Fuck.
Kept it in there.
I haven't played any
Elliot Page
of these games. I haven't played any of David Cage's games.
famously transitioned
Mhm.
because Elliot Page, not a fan of the body they were born with,
Mm-hmm.
had intense body and gender dysmorphia about it, said, don't you dare render anything under my clothes or have my character remove any clothes. And they rendered his entire naked body.
Right.
And there was a mod where you can very easily remove the clothes. So, Quantic Dream, everybody.
Yeah, fuck that.
Indigo Prophecy wasn't bad.
A white man? No.
No.
Speaking of white men, let's talk about Call of Duty. Man, people do not like Vanguard.
No.
And we talked about at launch of Vanguard that terrible video that they put out. I think we've got I'm gonna make a take here.
Give me a take.
I think we gotta stop doing Call of Duty. I think this should be the end of Call of
Let
Duty.
it rest a little bit.
I
Let
think
it take
we
a
should
nap.
let Call of Duty rest.
Let it take a nap.
And look, I'm not a Call of Duty player actively,
Mhm.
but I will say I'm somebody who has played a significant amount of previous Call of Duty games. I went through a sizable Call of Duty phase during Black Ops when we all did. I played Modern Warfare 2. I played Black Ops 2. I played Modern Warfare 3. Right? I played Ghosts.
Yeah.
And,
I like the one where I like the one that was set in the
Advanced
future.
Warfare.
Yeah.
So
I like the one where you were in the future and you had a grappling gun and a horse. I was like, oh, a grappling gun and why has nobody done grappling gun and horse? This is great. But then, of course, the rest of it was Call of Duty. But I did like that they gave a grappling hook and a horse.
yeah. But Call of Duty, maybe take a fucking break.
So this Call of Duty Vanguard, which, by the way, we say this every time. These games are the work of 1,000 people who have given years of their lives, and we understand that, and we don't minimize that. One of the dear friends of the show, Alexa Ray Correa, was one of the writers on Vanguard, and it was her first big AAA game writing gig, and we are hugely celebratory of that for her. Just let it go, though, man. Just let it go. It has sold the worst that any Call of Duty has sold in the last 14 years.
So, compared to Call of Duty's record launch, 2010's Black Ops, Vanguard sold nearly 200% fewer copies in its opening week, according to the data. It even outliers like Ghosts and Infinite Warfare performed better. And those are kind of their offshoot side games that they release in between. That was not one of their mainline launches.
Imagine
or one of
looking
their, by any means their most successful launches.
Imagine
You cannot be down here looking for crumbs, my little guy.
Imagine looking at a game called Infinite Warfare, a realistically rendered game called Infinite Warfare, and being like, "That's what I want." That's
Right?
what I want.
No. Infinite Warfare. Call of Duty even has still Warzone, which is free to play, so that's also probably a reason people aren't buying your new game.
Yeah, I mean,
Because Warzone's very popular.
above and beyond anything else in this year for Activision to be releasing these large games, they have to. They're a juggernaut, shambling 40-tentacled, 1,000-eyed beast of a company. They can't stop putting things out. But obviously, this is a bad year for them for a bunch of reasons. But on top of all of this, you would think that they've learned at this point in time, after this many years, when they have just squeezed blood from the stone of a franchise. It's like you're saying, Warzone is doing incredibly well. You could have just not with Vanguard this year.
You could have just not with Vanguard this year. What if you didn't? My point is, Call of Duty, take a break. You're not doing too hot.
I mean, I feel the same way about a lot of major franchises from AAA companies right now. Like,
that's fair.
You know, like Far Cry 6. Nobody needed that right now. It's just more Far Cry. I know what you're doing. I've seen it. I'll unlock your towers when you're on Game Pass. And somebody's over and is like, "Hey, do you got that Far Cry?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I got it on Game Pass." I just don't understand. You know, we've all watched these companies like just pump a dry well of a franchise that we once loved
over and over and over again.
Like it got to the point like they had to release Tony Hawk 1 and 2 because we don't trust a new Tony Hawk at this point. I simply do not trust it.
Yeah.
You know, let the franchises rest. Let them sleep. You know?
Yeah.
Let them take a little nap.
We don't have a ton of time left.
We don't have a ton of time left, but that's okay. We don't have a ton of stuff left, I don't think.
Okay. We talked last week about Discord potentially integrating crypto and NFTs, which was a spicy bummer as people who enjoy and use Discord and do not like crypto or NFTs.
We all kind of came down on different, I know you and I kind of came down on different positions on this where I was like, I use so many apps that have like little hidden crypto NFT things like in the corner, just in case you're a bro who wants to buy crypto or NFTs. But as long as you don't put it in my face or make it part of the functionality or make me look at it all the time, look, circle the drain of this fucking fad. Make your money while you can. That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
You know, I know a lot of people I know were worried that like they would not be able to keep it to an unintrusive level.
So the CEO of Discord did say thank you for all of the perspectives. We have no current plans to ship this internal concept. For now, we are focused on protecting users from spam, scams, and fraud. Web3 has lots of good, but also problems that we need to work through on our scale more soon. So they didn't say they're not doing it. They said it's internal and we're just playing with it right now. Don't worry.
Which like literally was not what his tweets were.
Nope.
Last week.
It was like, do you want us to do it? What would you think if we did it? What would you think if we did it?
Imagine a place for gamers to do all their cryptos and their NFTs. Imagine you can buy the really horrible drawings of monkeys right inside of Discord. You don't have to go to another website to buy some of the shittiest art anybody's ever seen. If there was any good crypto, if there was any good NFT art, I might feel even a little bit differently about NFTs. You know what I mean? But every time I see something about NFTs, it's like, we sold 40 of these drawings that a 7-year-old did of monkeys, and we sold them for $100,000 each. This is the future.
Boo! Boo to NFTs.
I'm glad that they backpedaled on this.
Yeah.
It just felt. What were they? I don't understand how that would be integrated into Discord. That's the biggest thing for me. Is like, how is this integrated? Integration means by its very nature that it is functionality that meshes with the other functionality.
Right.
It's integrated. It feels like it should be there. Yeah. How are you going to make NFTs feel like they should be on Discord other than the horrible DMs that I get from bots asking me to buy crypto and NFTs?
Right. Yeah, no fucking thank you. I'm okay. I think I'm good, actually. Now, this is something I found personally very interesting. Halle Berry's Catwoman.
We love camp. We have a lot of love for movies that try things and try to do things differently. I am a staunch defender of Batman and Robin. I am a staunch defender of a lot of the things that go down in Spider-Man 3. Halle Berry's Catwoman, unfortunately, did not embrace its camp, did not feel like anybody wanted to be there, and was not joyful in the way that a movie about a woman who gives herself literal stone skin from using makeup. That was the bad guy. She was a reverse Clayface. Like, there was no joy or silliness to it that should be in a movie where that is your concept.
Right. Well, I'd like to say I don't think it's Halle Berry's fault.
No, it's definitely not Halle Berry's fault. Listen,
You do the job you're directed to do. You do the script that's in front of you.
you secure that bag,
Mhm.
and let me tell you something. It wasn't like, even today, it's not like they're offering tons of these big superhero movies to women.
Correct.
So back then, to be put up and be like, hey, you're going to be a big comic book character at a time when only like 3 or 4 people get to be big comic book characters in film.
Exactly.
How do you don't turn that down.
You don't.
You can't.
Right. There's only so much you can do with a bad script. I agree. So, in an interesting interview recently with Jake's Takes, because she was discussing her directorial debut for Bruised, they asked Halle Berry if she could revisit some of her previous filmography. What would she do over? What would she like to take another stab at? What would be different? And she said that she would like to take another stab at Catwoman, but as a director. She would like to direct a Catwoman film.
I'd love to see it.
She said that she would like to reimagine that world as a filmmaker. Said, I would love to direct Catwoman. If I can get a hold of that, knowing what I know, having this experience, and reimagine that world the way I reimagined this story.
Oh, and that's such a great story for the film, too. I can see that for the press junket is like, X number of years later, Halle Berry is here to put right the things that were wrong for Cat. That's such a good PR story.
She said that Bruised was written for a white Irish Catholic 25-year-old girl, and I got to reimagine it.
Wow.
I wish that I could go back and reimagine Catwoman and redo that. I would have Catwoman saving the world like most male superheroes do, and not just having women from their faces cracking off. I would make the stakes a lot higher, and I think I would make it more inclusive.
I love that. I love that. Did you ever read the Tim Burton script for Catwoman? It's fucking wild.
I haven't.
It's fucking wild. It's the guy who wrote Batman Returns and Heathers, and it is bonkers. They wrote it for Michelle Pfeiffer, and it is one of my favorite unproduced scripts of all time. I'll have to.
That sounds like a lot of things I like.
I'll have to send you a link. The dude who wrote it is the guy who wrote Heathers, Batman Returns, Demolition Man, and Hudson Hawk. Just a bunch
What
of
a
movies.
wild ride.
Just a bunch of movies taking the piss out of the genres that they were in a really wonderful way. And I wish they had gotten to make that movie. I would love to see Halle Berry direct that Catwoman. Because you know what else?
What else?
I think we've said this before. I don't think Anne Hathaway was given enough of a chance.
No, absolutely not.
I think we should have gotten an Anne Hathaway movie after that. She was great.
Yeah?
And I'm not like a huge Anne Hathaway person. I don't dislike Anne Hathaway. But I'm not like 2 tickets for whatever Anne Hathaway's in, please.
Sure.
I thought she brought the perfect energy to Catwoman. She did
did.
a lot with very little in that film.
She absolutely did.
I would have loved to see more of that.
I do prefer, obviously, the role of Catwoman be given to a woman of color.
Oh, yeah. That's the other thing is we've got Zoe Kravitz now. I totally
Exactly.
forgot.
Yeah, we've got Zoe Kravitz.
We've got
now,
Zoe Kravitz now. Shit.
and it's gonna be awesome.
Well, I'll say
seeing
this.
Halle Berry direct Zoe Kravitz Catwoman.
I'll say this, Saige. Once you read that Daniel Waters script,
Mhm.
they could all be in it the way it's written.
All right. Very interesting.
I love this. Let her do it.
Let her do it. That would be cool. And that is all that we have time for today. Thank you for joining us. Of course, we do this show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. However, after this week, we will be taking
A little holiday break.
a little holiday break, a little like Thanksgiving holiday break. We will be offline for almost 2 weeks here.
Don't forget about us.
Don't forget about us. And in the meantime, that's a great time to share the show with your friends, get them to watch some VODs, make a little watch party so that when we come back, you're all ready.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on a little vacation. 'Cause
Yeah.
I have never had a vacation before.
Go have a vacation. She's never had an adult vacation as an adult.
I never even had a vacation as a kid. I've never been on a real vacation, Anthony.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely go have a vacation. I'll be here. I'll be streaming probably on my channel and maybe a little bit on this channel. We have yet to discuss that, but
We'll figure it out.
we'll figure something out. I don't want to leave. We're not going to leave you BBs. We're not going to leave you BBs hanging. We don't want to do
Anyways.
that.
We love you very much. Thank you for joining us. If you have not followed the channel, do so already. We have so many exciting things coming at the beginning of next year. It's going to be fucking wild. We even have some exciting things coming up in December.
You wouldn't believe the shit we got going on.
The official announcement came out. We do have TPK, Total Puppet Chaos, kicking up in December. We are back as Craig and Karen in that with our puppets led by Gina DeVivo. It's going to be incredible. Abria Iyengar is joining us because she was not part of the cast last time we did this yet. So I'm so excited for it. I think it's going to be very good. We've got little puppet emotes there for you, as Alonzo just used. And hey, Anthony.
Hey, Saige.
We're going to go through and we're going to do the honor roll of some very generous BBs today. But before we do that, where can they find you?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I am at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards, it's mine. Give it back to me. Just click on Steve Martin and make sure Steve Martin's okay.
Oh, fuck, I clicked on the wrong thing. Oh, God.
Sorry.
Oh, God, I'm clicking too many things.
You can also catch me on my science comedy podcast with Jeff Kanata called We Have Concerns. That's at wehaveconcerns.com. Steve Martin's okay, everybody.
Somebody took a video of a man that looks a lot like Steve Martin in a garden tending to a dachshund.
Okay. Great. I was really worried that something had happened to Steve Martin.
That's it.
Saige, where can they find you?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Saige. I stream over on my channel Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. You can also find me on Smosh Games and on the D&D channel, on this channel, all the dang time.
Yeah, if you have not yet, be sure to check out the Discord.
Be sure to support us on Patreon if you want bonus stuff. We got bonus stuff.
Patreon.
And they got many early announcements in the last couple weeks.
They knew them puppets was coming.
Some behind-the-scenes stuff coming from this shoot very soon.
They knew them puppets was coming before you did.
So,
That's just the way it goes.
Very exciting.
We want to give a shout out to everybody who directly supported the show during this broadcast. Thank you all so much. Vince Blaze, Scorpion601, 21 Ingo, thank you for the follows. Emperor Kialich, thank you for the host. Unmacho with the follow. Danny Boy's Calling Pipes, gifting a sub to Blue Pirate. We love to see that. McLovendowski and Frame Marco, thank you for the follows. Danny Boy's Calling Pipes, giving the tier 1 sub to Dude Same. Thank you so much. FVT666, donating those 1,000 bits and following. Welcome and thank you for your generosity. Shlammalama Ding Dong, thank you for the follow and allowing me to say Shlammalama Ding Dong this morning. I said it 1.5 times. Cybersteak 711. Kyber Chris, thank you for the follows. Danny Boy's Colin Pipes with 3 more gift subs. Thank you very much. Salacious K, thank you for the follow. CDega 28. Les H003. Breben, Quincy, Mr. Manini, Utopian Tacos, Consoleless Gamer, Sunny Snapback, Ginguyen, GL Nguyen. Jeez, I got it. GL Nguyen, 86. Yeah. Thank you for the follow. Mika Bird 777 with the resub. We appreciate that. Danny Boys Colin Pipes with the $100 tip. Thank you so much. Mika Bird with the gift sub. And then Kaylin Roar with the $255 tip. Thank you so much. Super appreciated. We do make this show by ourselves in a shack, and we are unemployed, so thank you. Kurt Thulu with the $25 tip for more breakfast cookies. Thank you. Mr. Beast from Wish tipped $51. Dude, that's like if the regular Mr. Beast, that's like $1 million. Mr. Beast from Wish just gave the equivalent.
You're right.
For the Wish version?
Absolutely.
That's huge.
Unquestionably.
Danny Boy's Calling Pipes with another gift sub to Mama Faraday. Not only thank you to Danny Boy's Calling Pipes for this generosity, but I love that this generosity is going to so many familiar names that have been hanging around for a while. G-Rex13 with the $5 tip for Sugar Breakfast. Akoto Roku with $50. Oh God, be less in debt, please. We're doing everything we can.
We're trying.
Sunny Bunny 456 with the follow. Obsidian with the tier 1 gift sub to the Bare Hands. Matt Danovic, holy shit, bro, are you still in here? What up? Matt Danovic from the days long ago at Machinima and Inside Gaming, and still just fucking doing shit all over the place. Welcome, Matt. Lovely to see you. Pass me a beer, bro, with the follow. David, the Dargan Zine writer, with the resub for 8 months.
We still got a lot. We got to get through this.
Gabs Player 00, Hadlemps,
Danny Boy's Calling Pipes with another gift sub. Flannel Fries with the resub for 13 months in a row. That's a Pixel Circus year.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Soul Reaper Flores with 5 months. What starter will you two use in BDSP? I forget what is BDSP. Somebody let us know. Danny Boy's Calling Pipes with the gift sub. Camilla Ledke, Froggies, Lobster Mike, J.K. Hannes, thank you for the follow. Kaylin Roar with the gift subs, thank you. Winston the Dude with the follow. Danny Boy's Calling Pipes with more gift subs. Tianmar with 100 bits. I hate Mondays, but IT is there for the rescue. Thank you, Tianmar. Or should I say Garfield? 54 Aqua Snakes, thank you for the 500 bits. Bri Grace Will, thank you for the follow. Chaotic Groovy with the resub. Darius Straft with the resub. Scott Davis with 100 bits.
Damn,
M. Jason O with the resub. Danny Boy's Calling Pipes with the resub. Cassidy Weaver with the resub. Cordy Von Cupcake, what up, Cordy? With the resub. Kaylin Roar with the resub. And Gab Greg 41 with the resub. Thank you all so much. So generous. That is crazy. Wow.
Absolutely wild. We love you and appreciate you so much, Cordy. Hi, I love you.
Hi, Cordy.
I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for starting it with us. Don't forget to join the Discord if you haven't already.
Oh, hold on.
Oh?
Hold
no,
on.
I think they're talking about a channel points
Oh,
thing.
okay.
That's not how that works.
Oh, okay.
But you've tagged us about it twice. Don't tag us. Just simply not how it works. That's it. Anyways,
Oh, Bright Diamond Shining Pearl.
Oh, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl.
Yeah, Brilliant Diamond Shining
I
Pearl.
have no idea what server we'll use.
Yeah, I've never played them before. So
We don't yet.
we'll figure it out when we get there.
And that is it. We love you very much. You have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for starting it with us as always, and we will see you on Wednesday.
Yeah. Bye, BBs.